Hi everyone, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm here to bring you a video tonight. It's another fun fold, and I'm popping up my iPad just to make sure we're all in here together. Looks like we're pretty good. And anyway, I want to remind you, first of all, we have our paper sale that's going on that ends August 2nd. And you can see that on my website, which is ritaholmes.stampinup.net, if you would like to go and see what papers are on sale. There's about 9 different ones. And you can check those out. I also want to ask you if you could either share my video, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I totally appreciate it when you watch it, whether it's while it's on replay with you, because I don't do I don't do YouTube lives yet. I do all of my stuff on Facebook and then convert it over. I do have a Facebook page, which is Stamp Crazy VIP, where I put all of my PDFs, this is the PDF this week, that you can go over and you can print off any of the PDFs that I have. But this is the one for this week's card that I'm doing. But I also want to remind you that the catalogs will be coming out. They start August 3rd, I think, right at that time. Yeah, August 3rd to September. What does it say to September? Oh, that's for this one. This starts August 3rd till January. This one starts August 3rd until September 30th. So we have actually 2 months of celebration items you can get. For every $50 you spend, you'll be able to pick up something out of this catalog. Your $50 can be either in the middle mini catalog or the annual catalog, or both of them together. It doesn't matter. So these are the catalogs. I do have mine in stock now. If anybody's close to me and wants one, please let me know. I'll get it to you. Otherwise, if you live even out of town, just send me a message. You can just leave a comment here if you would like, or send me a message at my email, which is ritaholmes0611@gmail.com. Sorry I don't have all that information right here. Just to put it mildly, we've had I added them up, I think we have 12 doctor's appointments that we've gone through this month, for different things for my sister, my husband, me, and that. So we have been very busy, running. So these are our catalogs. Don't forget these. They will go on. They will be live on our online stores, which again, mine is right here, ritaholmes.stampinup.net. I don't know if you can see, it's probably not in the thing. Okay, here's our cards that we are going to be doing. We are actually going to be doing the Christmas card. And it's a fun fold. It's a gate fold. I call this the triple flap gate fun fold card. And it opens like this. So there's your inside, and then this just closes like that. So it gives a little wow factor on it, on the opening of it. But it's just 3 little strips here that do that. Now I did it, that's our Christmas. This is every day. This was with Plentiful Plants. And it's a little different. These are both done on the landscape. And this one opens this way, just like the other one did. But when you close this one, you tuck this, it holds the card closed. As you close it, you can tuck that behind the plants. Makes it a little bit more difficult, but it's really cute. This one is a portrait style card. I did it with the new Halloween set, which is right here. You have the punch that will punch out the cat, the ghost, and the pumpkin, which are these 3 right here. Then you have this little skeleton head, and then we have these extra little things and some sentiments and stuff like that. I also, on this one, used our new Halloween paper, which is called Cute Halloween. It's 6x6. And let me pull this off just a little bit. And here it is. It's all black and white on one side, and then Halloween colors on the other side, different things. So, and you get plenty of sheets of paper. So, the colors that it matches is basic black, flirty flamingo, Highland heather, old olive, and pumpkin pie. So anyway, here's how I did this card, and I think this opens up really cute. I used the paper, used the pumpkins, and then the little trick or treat off of there. So when it opens up, that can actually become the inside of your card. And then I stamped 2 pumpkins on either side of it. And then when you finish opening it, you can just sign down here out of your way. So that is this one. So like I said, you can do it portrait style or you can do it landscape style. Either way works well. My directions, if you go get my directions, is written with it in the landscape style, since that's the card I showed on here. But you can turn them either way, because they're all the same measurements. It's just whether it's this way or this way. So we will get started. I will tell you the sizes as we go. I'm going to set these off to my side. We don't need those. I will tell you the stamp set that I used with this is Perfectly Plaid, which was actually in last year's Christmas catalog. And it is brought back in our annual catalog. And I also am using the Heartwarming Hugs paper. Let me get a hold of that without dropping it off. It is brought back this year also. So I'm using it because I had it. I thought this is a way for me to continue using it and getting rid of some of it. So that's what I used for my card. So let's get started, okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our card base. And our card base is 4 1/4 by 11. We'll just set this right here. Should be able to see it. It's 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 2 3/4, turned it around, scored it at 2 3/4. Okay? So all we have to do now is just fold this over and crease it really, really good. Turn this one over just because it's easier for me to crease from those sides. And then do this. I will have to say, my friend Nancy that always watches these videos, because I do them at night and then she watches them as soon as I make them public, I put her to sleep. She says she falls asleep watching my videos. So Nancy, I hope you stay awake during this one as you watch it. So okay, there's our 4 1/4 by 11 folded, 2 3/4 on each side and folded to the middle. That is a normal gatefold card, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our other pieces and just put our card together before we do any of the decorating. I need my cheat sheet because there's too many cuts right here on this card. So let me get this to where it'll stay open. I got it on a post-it note that wants to keep folded. Okay, our Pear Pizzazz is the next color we used, and it's 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. That's what these two are. And then the DSP is 2 1/2 by 4. So they're going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. Let me see if my almost empty bottle has enough in it to do some cards. I so try to use my glue down to the end. Not that I'm that frugal of a person, but just with glue, I just seem like I always open in a new bottle. So there we have this one. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto my card. I don't want to leave it standing upside down on my table. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one over here, since that one's done. So I'm going to open that up a little bit so I can see my edges better. Okay, so there we go with that. Now I'm going to glue this one together. My glue's going to make my card 15 minutes longer. Just by having to shake it. Okay, there's that glued on. Then we're going to go ahead and I think we've almost got all the glue out of this bottle. Yay. You guys will be glad. You won't have to see me shaking it all the time. So now we're going to come over and put this one on this side. And I did just 1/8 of an inch border. I didn't want much to show as it's on there. So there we go. We have that. That's our borders. Now what we're going to do. So again, let me tell you these real quick. 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 3/4. Pear Pizzazz, that's your green behind there, is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8, and remember you need to cut 2. Your DSP right here is 2 1/2 by 4, and you have to cut 2. Okay, so that's the space of this card. We're going to set this up here with this one. We're going to bring in our strips that we're going to do. So we have to cut 3 of each color. So I have 3 of the real red, which is 7/8 by 3 3/4. So there's our 3 there. Then I have 3 in the Pear Pizzazz, which is 3/4 by 3 5/8. Okay. Then I have my DSP, and I'm going to use the opposite side of my paper. They are 5/8 by 3 1/2, and then again I have 3. So I'm going to glue these together just really, really quick so that they can be ready when we need them. So let's do, I think we're going to go to our other, I think that one finally emptied. It's not squirting anything. Throw it away. Okay, let's use this one. And I'm going to go ahead and put my glue down on both of them. And then I'm just going to try to center these the best I can. And put them together. If you hear my wash machine, because I'm in the basement, my laundry is actually on my main floor, but my basement door is right off of my laundry room. So if you hear the wash machine, this mammal is doing her grandson's laundry because she just doesn't know how to say no. And I'm sure there's lots of grandmas that join me in that. I like doing stuff for my grandkids, even if it is their crazy laundry. His dad keeps telling me I enable him with not making him do his own laundry. He lives out on his own. And I'm like, it's just my way of helping him since he's out on his own. He's 22. Will be 22 August 18th, actually. Can't believe he's getting that old. Okay, there's 2 of them. Let's do this one other one really, really quick. And then we will be done with our strips for a minute. And this is another great card for using up DSP. Because you've got like these little strips you can cut out of little pieces that you save, and none of the pieces are actually really big. So you can get quite a few cards if you got quite a bit of pieces of DSP sitting around. If you're like me, you got tons. Okay, here's my 3 pieces. Now the next thing I'm going to bring in is my inside of my card, which is this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my Merry Christmas inside. We're going to get our stamping done here real quick. I'm holding my stamp upside down. I think I better turn that around. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. That doesn't look inked as well as I like it. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on the inside. Just hold it for a minute. And there's my Merry Christmas. And then I'm going to set it to the side because I'm going to bring in my little piece for the front. This is 5 1/4 by 4. It's just your regular mat size. This little piece here is, I wrote it on the back, is a 1/2 inch by 2 1/2 inch for, but of course you would have to, whatever size sentiment you're using is what you would cut your paper to. But this one, if you're using that stamp set that I used, and you want to use this sentiment, and it does fit, you're going to see my head for a minute because I want to make sure I get this all the way down at the bottom. So there's our sentiment for the top of the card. It goes right here. So we have all of our stamping done, like we really did a lot, right? But this is more about the fun fold than it is about anything. I'm going to go ahead and glue my inside in. So I'll just take my glue, put it around the outside of my card. Bring this in and whoops, put it on upside down. That would not be good, but at the moment I don't have the front decorated, so I don't think it would be too bad of a thing. So there we go. I'm going to turn it over and rub. I feel safer doing it that way. Okay, I punched out, I have 2 Christmas trees out of a different pattern of the DSP, and I have 2 out of Pear Pizzazz, and that is the Christmas tree punch, where there again, this was out last year, so you may have it, and this is, I used it on my Christmas tree. So everything I use is actually, is nothing new. You can see all the glue stuff and all on this old punch of mine's, you know, it's just on there. It's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my trees, just the patterned one, put a little glue on it, and then we're just going to take and we're going to mount it on the inside of the card. Okay? So that's our tree. Alright, now let's do the front of our card. First of all, what I'm going to do with my trees is I'm going to take one tree and I'm going to match it to one of the, I'm going to take my DSP tree and match it to my Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to glue those directly on top of each other because I want my tree to be kind of sturdy, and we all know the DSP is not as sturdy as the cardstock. So I'm going to glue that together. And I do these a lot with my punches. If I'm using DSP, is I will put a backing on it out of cardstock. Especially if I'm going to pop them up or something, it just makes them sturdier. And I like doing it that way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tree and I'm just going to offset these together. Okay? So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue down this part of my Pear Pizzazz tree, and then I'm going to add my DSP tree, and you can have as much of the tree show or as little as you want. I want mine just about like that. So now we're going to lay that up here, and I'm going to go ahead and, well, I'm going to bring my card in. So when you're making this card, you're going to put your flaps on here. I'm just going to lay these on here to show you. I take my top and my bottom, and I try to get them kind of centered together. From this area here, I want them to have about the same spacing. And then on the top and the bottom flap, which is what this is, we're going to glue the left-hand side, but not all the way down, just halfway. So I'm going to turn this one over. I'm going to put some glue on it. Okay. Then I'm going to bring it back up to my card, and I'm going to glue that down. Okay. So that's kind of like my base of where I'm going with this card. So I'll turn this one over, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just bring some of that down. Kind of eyeball that. Now what this one's going to do is it's going to come and it's going to be in my center, which is going to be centered between those two and together. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to glue on the right hand side the same way I did here, so it's just adhered on this flap. So you just want to put that in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up and just see if I like what I have here, if I have to do any. I think I'm fine. Okay, so that's what I have. So now I'm going to open my card. Make sure I don't see any white glue back here hanging around. That will dry and make my card not open. So that's the base of your card right here. The rest of it's you're decorating, whether you're going to go this way or if you're going to go this way. If I would take this card and go this way, I would have to put this here, and that way when my card opened, I'm going to try to do this without it falling. Oops. Then it would be like this. But then you have a little bit of this showing. Then if you're opening your card, you'd have to reposition that. But I just wanted to show you that you could do that. You could take your trees and you could off-center it on one of these. There again, when you opened it, it wouldn't fall off because it would be glued. But I just want to show you that. But I'm doing mine gate or landscape. I like landscaped cards. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just bring in some dimensionals, and I'm going to use 3 because I want this to stand up really well on that little strip of DSP and cardstocks there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure now that I got my card face up right, okay, and then I'm going to take my saying and put it I'm going to put it right there. My tree is going to come down here on this one. Now I could put my tree if I wanted it over here. I could offset it really far over here, just whatever way I want it, but I'm only going to put it, my glue, down here on this like first set of branches. I'm not even going to put it on the tree trunk because that may hang over. And then I'm just going to stick that on and press. I'm going to press it down so it can dry. Okay. Now at this point, if you had like a sequin star or something, you could put on top if you wanted to. You can leave it blank. Another thing I did is I brought in, these are our new matte decorative dots. And I used a few of these on the card. As you can see, I used the green right here. Here's some yellow ones, and then here's some other green ones down here. And if you wanted to, you could take and decorate the tree if you wanted to, or do them like I did, whatever way that you would like to do them would work. So I'm going to take This is actually Old Olive here, but it blends pretty well with what I've used. So I'm using the Old Olive color for those, and I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put me a few yellow ones. I think I'll use my bigger ones this time, just to fill the love with all of them, I guess. I don't want it over here, don't want it up here. I think I want it right here. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to bring two down here, and I think I'm going to mix that up. I think I'm going to put a yellow one and a green one down there. Just kind of feeling it, I guess. I don't know. Just get that way every once in a while. And there we go. So that's basically our card decorated. So let's open it again. That's all there is to it. There's not a whole lot to this card. It's very, very easy. Here's my sample that we did, and here's the one we just did now. So when you open this, you just take it, and when you open that, you'll miss your tree, and then you have your Merry Christmas in there. So there's a lot of stamps, a lot of punches, a lot of dies you could do with this. You can make any kind of card out of it. Let's bring back in the Halloween card if you like Halloween. I'm not big to send Halloween cards or anything, but I think they're cute all the same, so I'll make them. And then this is my everyday card, just says to a dear friend, and then when you open it, I put the pots and I just stamp them on top of each other. Write your little sentiment in there, and then when you close it, you just tuck. Okay? And that is my card ideas this week. I hope you enjoyed them, and if you did, please again, I ask for a thumbs up, and if you could share my video, I would really, really appreciate that. If you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to order from me, you can always go to my online store, ritaholmes.stampinup.net. Here's my July host code if you would use that. If you were ever placing an order with me or anyone and it's over $150, never use the host code. Because that way, if you don't use that host code, you get to pick out the rewards. You would get like $15 free, at least, in the merchandise. And then if there's any specials going on, you could get something else. So anytime you have an order over $150, don't use the host code, okay? So that's just a little tidbit. I will be back hopefully next week with another video. I'm trying to think really of what I want to do. This is my 18th Funfold card that I've shown since I started doing videos. I counted those up the other night because I had to see what I've done and not done, because I get myself confused. So you all have a great day or night, whatever time you're watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try these cards. They're fun and they're easy. So I will talk to you all later, and be blessed, and see you next time.